robust urban garlic flavor.
Welcome home. Here we go. Again, I'm not going to waste time on that guy because he doesn't even know how to play. He's just a waste of everyone's time. Wasting my time. You're wasting my time. Wasting my time. What a waste of time. All right, here we go. So I guess essentially this will be our second and final Pokemon stream for the week. You guys this morning said you wanted more Assassin's Creed and more Dark Souls 2. So let's make this a good Pokemon stream. Let's get some good progress. Let's have some fun. Let's go.
Hello everybody, welcome to stream 11 of DSP's brilliant begging playthrough. So, he labeled this video part, the steel type gym is as tough as nails. Well, guess what? It is the easiest gym in the game, the easiest boss battle at least. I will explain why as we get to it, but it's like, is Phil gonna struggle with this, really? Of course it's Phil, so you know he's gonna struggle with anything. But let's get into it and see what happens. But before we start, here's a special disclaimer.
Hello and welcome to the show. It is time indeed for the DSP morning show here on DSP Gaming, and of course on DSP Gaming Reel over on Kick, because
If you're watching me on DSP Gaming on YouTube or DSP Gaming Reel on Kick, you're watching the source. If you're watching this anywhere else, you're watching an illegal restream that should be shut down, and the person broadcasting it should be arrested.
Attention, attention! If you see a man who looks like this in your neighborhood, he is wanted for arrest by Darkside Phil.
It's time for more Pokemon Brilliant Diamond here on DSP.
Begin.
So before I play a modded version, before I do a special run, I want to play the base game first. So give me a chance over these next few years, hopefully.
Next few years? What are you talking about? All there is left for you to do that you haven't played yet on the Switch is Let's Go Eevee. You've done all the mainline games. The only other thing he can play besides that is XD Gale of Darkness, because he doesn't want to do a ROM because he thinks his trolls are going to get him in trouble with Nintendo. So what's going to happen realistically? Brilliant Diamond, the playthrough is probably going to end before the start of October. He's not going to play any Pokemon games until January because, you know, fall gaming season or whatever he calls it. And by January, if there's not a lot of new releases for him to play, he's either going to do Let's Go Pikachu or XD Gale of Darkness. And we think Winds and Waves, which is the new Pokemon game, is going to come out March 2027. If that's the case, he has enough to hold him over until then. Like, a ROM hack is just not a possibility for him, and he knows it. One, he doesn't want to play a hard ROM hack. Two, like I said before, Nintendo. He'd rather just go play Leaf Greed instead. Just buy that for $20 and it'll be like, okay, it's the same game as Fire Beg, but I'll convince my fans otherwise to still make a profit on it. And it's funny because like every single stream now, he's getting asked to play a ROM hack because they want to see him struggle, even though he kind of is struggling with this really easy game. Like, seriously, people should just have him play Pokemon Crystal on an emulator because the level curve in Johto is awful and there's not a lot of EXP in the game, so he's gonna struggle because of that. And for those of you that do not know, Pokemon Crystal is the enhanced version of Generation 2 Johto games, Gold and Silver. The reason why I say play Crystal instead of Gold or Silver is because of version exclusives. In Crystal, you have no access to the Mareep line, which is something you can find very early, and it's actually extremely helpful in the playthrough. Because the Johto Pokédex, there's not a lot of really viable options for a playthrough, and it's one of the best, so not having that is another count against him. Just have him pick Chikorita as his starter, which is terrible in Johto because it has terrible type matchups against the gyms, and that will basically be like a Nuzlocke version for him. Also, a ton of Pokemon in the first two generations have terrible move pools, so that will definitely be something he will struggle with too.
To play through all the ones that are readily available and play the real games, and then maybe down the line do something special, right? It would be like, why do a challenge run before you've played the real game first, you know? All right, so this is a new city, correct? Looks like a seaside town. What the? I swear I held up on the thumbstick. I don't know what happened.
That is called Joy-Con drift. The Switch 2 Joy-Cons have that too.
All right, remember guys, if you would like to chat today, please tag me in either chat. Hope you guys are ready for Some chill vibes here today on the Brilliant Diamond stream.
Phil, your chat moves so slow on the YouTube side. Why you need people to tag you is just beyond me. You read every comment anyway. That's why there's so many long pauses of you just staring to the side. That's you reading everything in your chat. Maybe if you responded to their comments, you would get more donations.
Uh-oh. Whoops. Oh, hey, DSP. You're going to challenge the gym leader up ahead, eh? Someone should check to see if you're ready for the challenge, and that someone is me with my brand new gym badge. All right. Here we go. Barry, he's got 5 Pokemon.
Yeah, because it's a rival battle, it's supposed to be something significant. It's just a shame that the gym leaders only have 3 Pokemon at this point.
Staravia.
Staravia.
Nice. So I countered the Staravia's ability with its own ability. That's kind of cool, actually. Level 37. So I couldn't one-shot it. It's level 37.
With the all-party EXP share available in this game, this should really be an Empoleon.
Evolved version of the whatchamacallit, penguin Pokemon, what is it, Piplup? Piplup? I think it's Piplup. Piplup, it's Piplup, then Primplup. Nah. He says, who am I rooting for in the World Cup finale? No one. I think people just told me it was Argentina against Spain. I don't think I really care.
Yeah, but apparently all the fans are watching the World Cup, so DSP had an incredibly slow stream. Yeah, for perspective, Phil is anywhere from 4 to 9 levels above his opponent's Pokemon, so it's just a curb stomp. That's what an all-party EXP share does when you remake a game that originally did not have an all-party EXP share, and you didn't adjust the level curve to work with it. It becomes extremely easy. And then the game tries to compensate for it at the very end by having an extremely powerful set of Elite Four trainers and champion with competitive movesets and boosted stats. They couldn't be bothered by just gradually increasing the levels as the game went on.
Here's what I answered this yesterday, and I said Spain. Why? Because I'm tired of those Argentinian fake subs on YouTube. They've ruined everything. They're finally gone in less than a month. It's August 17th. Finally, all memberships on YouTube will be priced correctly. So whenever someone gets a membership, I actually get paid the right amount. Finally, it only took 5 years for them to fix this problem. So I have a grudge against Argentina because of this. Therefore, I want Spain to stomp them into paste. There we go.
Yeah, Phil is salty that there was a YouTube exploit which allowed people to use VPNs to purchase memberships using currency that is much less than the world's current reserve currency, the US dollar. So Phil was getting like a dime for each membership, if that. He used to make thousands of dollars a month off of memberships until that happened. He had his tips goal, and then he had a members goal where it was anywhere from 500 to like 1,500 members a month. So if you do the math, that was people paying $2,000 to $6,000 a month, and he'd get like 50 to 70% of that. Now he just gets like a random $20 membership gift every once in a while. So since that happened, he's probably had like 200 to 500 memberships a month, which is a big cut in revenue. So I'm wondering if we're going to see some return of the membership milestones of support, even though they were goals back then. But let's be real, it's the exact same thing.
Power to the Spaniards. Plus, one of my mains in Street Fighter 2 is Vega, and he's a Spanish ninja. Haha. Immediately intimidated. Super effective time. Oh yeah, boom. What an easy fight this was.
Yeah, because of the all-party EXP share, the game just gets easier and easier because of the same level curve as Diamond and Pearl, and the EXP share being all-party makes you leapfrog that. So the farther you go on, the more over-leveled you will be, and the more powerful you will be relative to your opponent, so it'll be easy. And that's one of the many reasons why Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are terrible Pokemon remakes.
Would I collab with Mad IRL? Now, wait a minute. You're saying Mad TV? The thing is about that, I can't do IRL content. If I were to stream IRL, people would try to mess with me and or wherever I was. So I can't do IRL live content. You understand that, right?
Yeah, people would be going on the streets of Seattle carrying around boxes of diapers to give to Phil.
So let's see what type of gym this is. Steel? Okay. Steel. What is the weakness of steel? Is it fire? And is it fighting? I can't remember. What's the weakness of Steel?
I mean, I guess that move would be ground type if that was a Pokemon move. You would just throw monkey dung at them. Or maybe it would be a fire type move. I don't know. Especially with Infernape because he's a fire monkey.
I completely forget. Trials, how are you? What's my favorite mainline Pokemon game? Oh, I don't know. I haven't played that many. In reality, I've only played the ones that have been more recent. And I played, obviously, Blue, and I just played Fire Red, which is a version of Blue. I'm just playing catch-ups. It's hard for me to really say.
There's an image out there made by his former mostly unpaid intern Darziak, which has all the Pokemon games Phil has played. He's basically played every Pokemon game released since Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, besides Ultra Sun and Let's Go Pikachu. Those are the only two. He's played over 10. Why he can't decide which one is his favorite is because he doesn't have all the numbers in front of him. He can't tell you which one made him the most money per stream because he doesn't know.
Fire, fighting, and ground. Okay. So with fire, fighting, and ground, it means we're going to definitely have to change up my Pokemon, right?
No, because there are also such things as dual typing. So for the Bronzor, you could either use Infernape because you have Switch instead of Set, or Stun Tank. For the Steelix, you use Gyarados, and for the Bastiodon, you use Infernape. Like, I'm a little shocked he doesn't consult a guide for this because, you know, he knows that people are making videos pointing out his Pokemon stupidity. But I guess 5 minutes of research for each gym battle is too much.
What the heck? How do I swap between Pokemon? I want to see their abilities. They won't let me.
Just press A and open summary, and then hit down.
I need fighting, ground, and fire. I have, like, no good ground type Pokemon whatsoever. Like, 0 good ground types. They're all too low level. So maybe we start off with Hades. And then after that, we can decide who else we want to swap in. Yeah.
Wow, he got rid of Gyarados. That was the wrong move. Why? Because Steelix, the middle Pokemon, is a defensive tank because it's the evolution of Onyx. So it's weak to fighting, fire, and water type moves. And ground types, particularly special type attacks. But Gyarados doesn't have any of those either, but still, I would rather send it up against Steelix, which is Earthquake, instead of Infernape. And to make matters even worse for Phil, this Steelix has Sturdy plus Thunderfang, meaning that Gyarados is quadruple weak to that attack and it may knock it out in one hit. I don't think it would because the Gyarados is pretty strong and it's over-leveled, so it would probably be a 2-hit KO, so if Phil had Surf, he'd be able to handle it. But he has Aqua Tail equipped, so that may not be a 2-hit KO. It should be, but it's possible it won't be. Also, the Bronzor is just there to set up with Sandstorm and Trick Room, meaning that Sand can be up, which makes Pokemon that aren't Rock, Steel, and Ground type take damage after the end of each turn. And to make matters worse for Philip, it also raises the special defense of Rock, Steel, and Ground types by 50%, which is Steelix's weakness. So I can already see how Phil can get his cheeks clapped by this guy, when he clearly shouldn't, but let's see what happens. And then Trick Room makes slow Pokemon faster, and the gym leader has a ton of slow Pokemon.
I think we may be able to do the gym. I think we can just rush and just do the gym, no problem. I think we'll be able to beat it. Oh, it's a puzzle. Indeed, it's a puzzle. Let's just skip this idiot. Okay. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Do-do-do. We haven't used the Hades at all. Ow. That sucked. Do it. Stop spamming kick chat. I'm going to time you guys out. Stop doing that.
I was expecting Bulldoze to knock it out, but Ice Fang did a lot because Krogunk is not very defensive and it doesn't have any EVs. And Phil's too busy to notice what happened.
Okay. I timed 3 people out. Stop spamming kick chat. Okay.
Vacuum Wave would have at least done half. If it was at the same level, it probably would have KO'd.
Dude, why is this guy so strong? This is ridiculous. I don't have a chance to attack.
Because you're using Pokemon you haven't trained. Fortunately for you, Byron Steelix is only 3 levels higher than this one. Hey, Phil, sorry to interrupt you banning somebody on kick. Your stun tank lost half its health.
There we go. Sheesh.
See how he doesn't learn from that when he goes into the gym battle and just uses physical moves?
Dude, seriously? Is this whole gym just gonna be Onyx and Steelix? It might be.
Beat Up is a physical attack. Onyx has sky-high defense.
That's stupid. Nice. Someone says, be careful with Steelix is sturdy. It can survive a fire attack on 1 HP and then one-shot your Houndoom with Earthquake. Dang. Yuck. Nice. The speed down worked perfectly. That was excellent. Boo. Very nice.
Yeah, he claps after beating an Onyx, one of the worst Pokemon in the game.
Dude, the entire gym is Onyx and Steelix? Seriously? No one has anything but Onyx and Steelix. And Ace has the knowledge and experience of battling at high levels. I'll demonstrate what that means to a noob like you. A noob. These guys are super tanky, man. Super duper tanky.
He hasn't realized yet that it's better to use special moves on Onyx and Steelix, despite that being the entire lesson of Brock's gym battle in Pokemon Fire Bag. Like, he doesn't understand why Stun Tank's special attacking flamethrower move knocked out that Steelix like it was no problem, while all his physical attacks falter.
This is not good. Why are you guys spamming? I have to ban you. I don't want to ban you guys, but you're not listening. I freaking timed you out. You come back and spam. Well, sorry, you're banned now. What a bunch of dummies. Like, guys, get the picture. Get the hint. And now the spammers are banned for no good reason. They're just dumb. Wow, I'm in the mood to sing a lullaby. What? You're what? If you say so.
It's because you knocked his Pokemon out. They're sleeping.
Sing a lullaby to his Pokemon. La la loo, la la loo. Rest your eyes, you star sweeper. La la loo. The special fire attacks will work better than physical ones, says Marky. Here we go again. Ugh. So boring. La 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 la. I need my coffee.
Why don't you drink your coffee earlier? This is a daily thing with you. Wouldn't it be better to have more energy so you could use that energy to entertain your audience?
Haha. Avoided. Beautiful.
That is something called affection, which I hate. It's basically if you level up your Pokemon and they develop friendship bonds with you, it allows you to cheat, essentially, and avoid hits that you shouldn't and survive hits that you shouldn't either.
I've never heard Chief Keef music. I don't know anything about it. I know they all have Onyx and Steelix. The entire gym is the same Pokemon. What the heck? No one that decided to get a different Pokemon here?
The reason being is Steel is not a very common type, and the Sinnoh Pokédex is only 150 Pokemon.
Wow, they did a ton of damage. I'm gonna have to get him out, or get her out now. I've heard this is a female. You can believe it, this is a female. Can't do anything here. I gotta wait for the next turn. I guess he missed. Nice. I wasn't even looking. I guess he missed with Dig.
So his stun tank is 6 levels above Byron Steelix, so he should beat that.
Oh, man, this guy's so tough, and I'm gonna die. Yep. He's tough. He's a tank. I held on. Nice. I'm gonna have to bring in Chief Keef. He's all, like, I can't do nothing. These guys way too tough. Finally, some decent damage to this thing. Sheesh. Okay. My focus was too narrow-minded. Yes, it was. I think we made it. Time to save. Here we go. Bronzor. Trick-Roo. Uh-oh, means he's faster now. Yeah, watch this.
If you make him slower, that's just gonna make him faster and Trick Room, Phil. It's reversed.
Severely lower speed anyway. Yeah.
Which won't matter anyway because it's still in Trick Room, and when Trick Room wears off, all your Pokemon are still going to be faster than it anyway.
It's still too fast.
You're just lucky it hasn't activated Sandstorm yet.
Using all his moves.
Maybe quit moderating, pay attention to the actual game.
Ugh. All right, almost no effect. Good. Double weakness. I had both weaknesses.
Yeah, it took him 5 turns to get rid of that Bronzor. He's actually lucky that it did because it allowed for Trick Room to wear off.
It's not good. It's actually not good at all. No, I don't want it. Keep him in. Get him. He's so defensive against it.
Yeah, well, you probably should have switched into Hot Dog, but there's also the benefit of getting rid of that Sturdy, so when Steelix knocks you out with Earthquake, you can then switch into Hot Dog and finish it off. But I don't think you were thinking 2 steps ahead.
Oh no, don't do that. Oh! Oh, that sucked. That sucked.
I told you he wasn't intentionally sacrificing Houndoom.
What a pain.
Yeah, I don't think he realizes everything is going to go right for him just because of dumb luck.
That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful.
Yeah, see, if he managed to knock out that Bronzor in like 2 turns, the Steelix would have Trick Room up and be able to use it to attack with Earthquake first, and then Stun Tank would go bye-bye. So him being stupid actually benefited him because if he swapped into Stun Tank and used Flamethrower, Steelix would have survived and may have knocked it out with Earthquake.
Belch. The user must eat a held berry to use the move. That is completely worthless. I'll keep him in for now.
Yeah, Bastiodon's attack stats are awful, so once he got rid of the Steelix, the battle was essentially over. Oh, and these are the stats of the Bronzor that Phil struggled with.
Oh, what's this? My last one? This is where we make our stand. The ultimate hardhead Pokemon. Ow.
See, it did nothing. Phil's gonna win in 2 more turns. Oh, he used Night Slash 3 more turns.
Great damage. Critical hit. Yeah. Nice. Nice critical hit. Ow.
Yeah, that's the boss Pokemon for you. It's worse than Onix. At least Onix was the first gym. This is the 6th.
Matthew says after you eat the berry, you can repeatedly use Belch and it keeps working. Oh, okay, I see. Nice, I avoided the move.
Yeah, you see why I hate Affection? This is ridiculous. Not only are your Pokemon substantially higher in levels than your opponents, you just get free turns to do whatever you want. This is supposed to be a boss battle. Yes, it's easy. Yes, it was easy in the original game, but this is just a joke at this point.
A little late for iron defense, don't you think? Should have done that first turn. Full restore, you full restore.
1, it's a boss battle. It's supposed to be difficult. 2, it is 6 Pokemon versus 3. 3, you're massively overleveled. 4, you can use items too, and you basically have an unlimited amount as long as you have that in your backpack. You see, this is why people want you to play Nuzlocke, because they want to see what happens when you actually get a challenge. Because Brilliant Diamond, this is not a challenge at this point once you get Affection.
In a critical. Oh my lord, need iron defense again. Are you kidding me?
That means you use special attacks instead of physical ones. Like Flamethrower, which does neutral damage.
This sucks. Ugh.
And yet you keep using physical attacks.
Whoa! Excellent critical hit. Ginormous damage. Ginormous.
Yeah, he's had 3 affection boosts in this battle, and yet he somehow still hasn't put Byron away. Like, if this was Diamond and Pearl, Byron probably could have eked out, knocking out all of his Pokemon except Infernape.
He might die in one hit, but let's try anyway.
Croagunk resists both of its stab attacks. It's gonna be fine.
Rui, you feel The Odyssey is Christopher Nolan's best movie, really? You think it's better than Oppenheimer? Everyone says Oppenheimer's his best movie.
Well, I was wrong. It was underleveled. Not to mention incredibly frail because it's a stage 1 Pokemon. Wow, that's why I've never used this thing while playing Platinum. Its base stat total is just bad for this point in the game. If it was an early game Pokemon, it's doable. Like, this is just a Pokemon where you put in your party and wait for the EXP share to work its magic until it levels up and then you use it.
Well, so much for him. I guess we're just gonna have Chief Keef finish this, right? Let's go. Do it! Yeah, I got him. Very nice.
Yeah, you see how absolutely absurd Affection is, how it makes the game a cakewalk, and yet still he struggled mightily against Byron.
Strength. Finally, we can use strength. All right, it's about time. All right, well, ultimate victory.
That was not an ultimate victory, Philip. Well, we reached the end of the video, and surprisingly, Phil has not begged at all. Despite being under $30 to support the entire 30 minutes of playthrough we've done so far. And you may be thinking, that's kind of odd. Well, maybe it isn't. Alright everybody, thank you for watching this train wreck of a boss battle, where all 3 starters have exceptional matchups against the gym leader's Pokemon, yet somehow Phil struggles and can only pull it out with Hack's affection boosts. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to show Phil the power of edited content, and I will see you next time, hopefully without all the affection boosts. This is Robust turning off the station. Bye.
Why do I say I'm not a children's entertainer? Because I'm not a Muppet. I'm not here to play a character. I'm not here to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I don't act stupidly constantly to get attention from children. I don't do stupid pranks. You know what I mean? I don't cause drama. I'm here just to play games and have fun. I'm a legitimate gamer here to share my gaming experiences, not to put on a children's entertainment clown show like a lot of people do.
Someone just said it's a goal and I'll support. A milestone, I guess you could say, is a goal, right? It is. You have goals. Don't you know you have goals?